Losing weight can be a roller coaster of a journey, so we should try our best to try to make it as easy and effortless as possible. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that with two of my super easy meals that I've been making every week, and I just find it's such a game changer. Now, while both are equally satisfying, one is a little bit quieter. Let me show you what they are. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Stasia and I'm following a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet, oil-free, based on the recommendations of Dr. John McDougall's book called The Starch Solution. If you'd like to get to know me a little bit more or find out why I chose a whole food plant-based diet for my health and weight loss journey, then I will leave a video in the description box below explaining my story and why I chose this way of eating. Also, if you're new to this way of eating and you would like a little bit more guidance or support, or just a place that you can get some more food ideas, then be sure to join my Facebook group. There's lots of great discussion always going on there. We ask questions, we answer questions, we talk about our struggles, we celebrate, so be sure to join us over there. I will leave the link in the description box below. Okay, so usually when we think of eating soups or salads as a means to lose weight, it kind of feels like these meals are deprivation in disguise. I don't know how many soup diets there have been over the years, but I mean, we've seen them all. And most of them are so calorie dilute that they just end up leaving you feeling unsatisfied and hungry, which is a perfect combination for falling off track or a binge session or two. So thankfully, eating a high carb, low fat plant-based diet, we are able to give the classic soup and salad a little bit of a makeover. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a starchy soup and a starchy salad, and these will keep you full for hours. The best part for me is being a busy mom and not having a ton of time to cook. It's an all-in-one meal. You have all your starch and all your non-starchy vegetables in the same meal. And I have a funny feeling it's going to be changing a thing or two. It's just so easy. It's perfect for on the go. You can take it to work with you. I make it in advance, so it's just always ready to go. What I love most about both the starchy soup and the starchy salad is that you just don't even have to think about what you're going to eat. So with that being said, I strongly feel like these two meals can really step up your weight loss game. So let's get in the kitchen and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so the fastest and easiest way to start your soup is to use a bag of frozen mixed vegetables that are already pre-cut and ready to go. There's nothing easier than this. I always like to throw in an onion or garlic or both. And for my starches, I'm going to be using 3 potatoes and a can of beans. Again, you guys can pick whichever starches you prefer. If you want to use rice, if you want to use a different kind of beans, you can use whatever you want. I'm just using this for my soup today, but all starches can be used in the soup. Okay, so as far as the spices go, today I'll be using 1 tablespoon of onion powder, some bay leaves, and 1 tablespoon of oregano. Again, you can use whatever spices you like, and I'll also be using some garlic salt, which I love, and also some vegeta. I think I'm saying that right. I said it before in another video and I can't remember how it's pronounced, but this is an awesome food seasoning that you can use in soups and other types of dishes. It is a little bit high in sodium, so if you're watching your salt, maybe not for you, but it definitely adds some flavor. So to start the soup, we're just going to throw in our frozen mixed veggies. Next, I'm throwing in the chopped onion. If I had garlic on hand, I'd be throwing some of that in there too. Then we are going to add the chopped potato. As you can see, I have them a little on the thicker side, but if you want them to be smaller bite-sized pieces, then you can do that as well. After I rinsed off my beans, I'm throwing the whole can of beans in the soup. And now I'm going to season the soup. And that's it. Simple, right? Now the soup is ready to cook, so all we have to do is cover all of the ingredients in water. I like to put enough water in to completely cover all the ingredients with a little extra water to spare. Usually about an inch or so of extra water does the job. Give everything a nice mix and the work is done. And it's worth mentioning that even though I made mine in a crock pot, this recipe can certainly be made on the stovetop or in an Instant Pot. And this, my friends, is the final result. It is so delicious. This soup will keep for a whole week in the fridge, or you can always portion it out and just throw it in the freezer. My kids and I had this for dinner, and let me tell you, I couldn't even finish my bowl because it was that filling. You guys definitely have to give this a try. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to build a starchy salad. All I have here is some organic mixed greens and some organic baby spinach. But use whatever greens you like. I generally like to add carrots and beets to my salad, as I just find it gives it a nice texture as well as some beautiful color. And they also hold up really well in a salad, so it makes it easier to be able to save some salad for later. So with the carrots, I usually either like to make ribbons or just use a regular cheese grater and grate the carrot. And for the beets, you definitely want to peel them, wash them, and then I also like to use a cheese grater for them as well. Now keep in mind they do turn everything red, so you can always add them in later. Now I'm going to add some bite-sized pieces of an apple. I tell you, it's like a hidden gem biting into one of those pieces. It adds the perfect hint of sweetness, especially in savory salads. If you've never tried it, I recommend doing so. Okay, so the first starch we're going to be adding are chickpeas. Now you can use whatever beans you like, and I often switch it up myself too. I just find that chickpeas have a pretty neutral light taste to them, so they usually pair well with most salads. Next I'm throwing in a little chopped onion and then about half a cup of cooked and cooled quinoa. So those are the ingredients, onto the salad dressing. As I have mentioned before, I allow myself up to 1 ounce of nuts every day. Although nuts are not a problem for me, I still prefer to weigh them out just to be sure I don't go overboard. So the salad dressing we will be making today is a walnut balsamic vinaigrette, and it's actually by Dr. Fuhrman. I am going to be using 2 dates instead of the raisins that the original recipe calls for, 2 cloves of garlic, and some thyme. Now Dr. Fuhrman's recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon, but I'm just eyeballing it because I don't mind a little extra. Next, I'll be throwing in 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, along with 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. And lastly, 1/2 cup of water. Blend all the ingredients together and you have a smooth, delicious, creamy walnut balsamic vinaigrette. This stuff goes a long way, and honestly, it's so good that I feel like I can eat it every single day. Now, for those of you who are not consuming any nuts at all at this time, you can always use my favorite go-to recipe, which is my maple Dijon mustard dressing, and I will leave that recipe in the description box below. I always want to stress to not be afraid to play around with the ingredients. These are just things that I had on hand or that I love in particular, but you can always add whatever you like and make it your own starchy salad. I promise you this is going to change how you feel about eating a salad. This here salad will leave you full for hours. I definitely recommend giving it a try. Not your typical soup and salad, right? Instead of them being the side dish, now they can be your main dish. And again, guys, no hard rules when it comes to any of my recipes. If you want to swap out a certain ingredient or seasoning to something you prefer a little bit more, then go for it. Your food is supposed to taste good to you, so just tweak it, play around with it until you get it to the point that you like. Even when it comes to the starches, we all have starches that we prefer a little bit more than the others. So if it calls for white potatoes, you can swap them out and use sweet potatoes. Or if it calls for black beans, use white beans, or rice over quinoa. It doesn't really matter. You can play around and get it to where you want it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope you try to give your soups and salads a little bit of an upgrade to a starchy soup or salad. And of course, if you're new here and you'd like to follow along my plant-based weight loss journey, see all my what I eat in a day videos, and to get more recipes, then be sure to hit subscribe. And for everyone else, if you could please give this video a big thumbs up, I would appreciate that so much. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.